Dreams of a place in the semi-finals of the Tennent's Scottish Cup. Rangers, Hibs and Hearts are already there. The bookies will tell you that Aberdeen are about to join them. But First Division Clydebank do have the satisfaction of having pulled off a draw against Aberdeen at Pittodrie 10 days ago. And they also do remember making the semi-finals 3 seasons ago. Few would have given Clydebank much of a hope in the early stages of the Cup quarter-final at Aberdeen. They conceded an early penalty which Duncan Shearer tucked away. A couple of minutes later, the home team lost Ian Jess with a broken leg. Whether Aberdeen would have sewn the game up if the injury hadn't happened can't really be answered. But the Dons certainly missed chances to make their place in the semi-finals safe. When Aberdeen did break down the Bankies' defence and get the ball in the net, it was Shearer again, but this time offside. The sucker punch was coming, and with just minutes left, the First Division team won a free kick just outside the Aberdeen area. There was never much doubt about the strike from Martin McIntosh, which took the tie to a replay and kept alive the chance of an upset. With me now is the coach of Clydebank, Jim Fallon. I think you enjoyed seeing that equaliser again there, Jim.
Loved watching.
You finished work at 3:30 today. Surely that's not the way to prepare for a Cup quarter-final.
Well, if we were in the Cup quarter-finals every year, I wouldn't mind working until 3:30.
Now, a lot of the talk since that first game at Pittodrie has been, not unnaturally maybe, about Ian Jess and the injury he suffered. Are you a bit peeved maybe that that's taken a bit of the sheen off Clydebank's performance? Not
peeved. I think these accidents happen in football. Unfortunately, happened to one of our most talented players in Scotland. But it did take a wee bit of the gloss because we felt we created chances up there, and possibly we missed our chance because we felt Aberdeen at that time perhaps underestimated us. But at the end of the day, we'll accept to draw down here.
It's not been the most sparkling of seasons for Clydebank. What does the Cup do to you?
The Cup seems to do this to us every year. We love midweek games here, and obviously went up there just to get a draw.
What's going to happen tonight? Can you do it?
Well, I think the guys are all G'd up. In fact, the biggest problem has been to keep them calm. So they're ready for it. If we can get off to a decent enough start, then I feel we'll be in a shout. OK, you keep calm. Thanks very much indeed.
Park in what is a rather wet and windy March evening. Not that it's dampening anyone here's enthusiasm for tonight's Tennent's Scottish Cup quarter-final replay between Clydebank and Aberdeen. First Division Clydebank reached the semi-finals of the Scottish Cup for the first time in their history just 3 years ago. And tonight they're quietly confident of springing another surprise. Aberdeen, of course, was shocked in that first game at Pittodrie by Martin McIntosh's marvellously struck late equaliser. And tonight they're determined that there'll be no second slip-up. The prize for the winners, of course, a semi-final tie with Hibs at Tynecastle. Extra time and penalties if required. Our match commentator is Jock Brown.
Clydebank rested 7 of these players for the goalless draw at Ayr on Saturday, guaranteeing a freshness of approach tonight. Leading marksman Ken Eadie with 17 goals is one of them, and so too was midfield man John Henry, named yesterday along with Craig Flanagan in the Scotland under-21 squad for the match against Iceland next week. But, as Dewey Donnelly said, the reason we're here at all is the lethal left foot of Martin McIntosh, whose stunning free kick at Pittodrie earned his replay. 22 on Friday, he spent an unhappy spell as a boy at Tottenham before arriving at Kilbowie via St Mirren. And the big shock in Willie Miller's selection is the relegation of Duncan Shearer to the bench to accommodate Scott Booth, who returns after injury. So too does Stuart McKimmie, whose last match was on the 12th of September against Hearts. He's preferred to David Winnie to replace flu victim Gary Smith. Ryan Grant's consistent performances in the heart of the Aberdeen midfield this season have earned him at the age of 28 a call-up to Andy Roxburgh's squad at the International against Germany next week. The referee this evening, Mr. Bill Crombie from Edinburgh. So a big crowd inside Kilbowie Park, although not quite to capacity because there's been a hold-up on the motorway, an accident causing a delay for the Aberdeen supporters. They're still coming into the stadium. We're 15 minutes behind kick-off time. So conditions very heavy underfoot for this Tennent's Scottish Cup quarter-final replay. There was some concern this afternoon with a heavy downpour causing problems, and the referee arrived early to have an inspection and asked for some repair work to be carried out. The pitch has recovered well after a spell of dry weather, and it's Clydebank supporters who are full of enthusiasm for the start of this match. Prospect of a famous victory. Graham Hay with the throw. Flanagan doing well. Back it goes to McIntosh. No one on the far side, allowing Aberdeen to break with McKimmie. The pass goes astray though. Clearance by Wright. McIntosh in there ahead of both. Both wins it back. There's McLeish. Battleinen sets off in a run. Matched by the Clydebank skipper, Sean Sweeney. And the clearance first time by Steve Woods in goal. Problems now for Clydebank defence. Tenkat trying to open up a gap for Scott Booth. It was turned back well though by Hay. Goalkeeper Woods again busy with the clearance. Header away. Firm one by Sean Sweeney. Relishing this chance to enhance his reputation as Scotland under-21 player of a couple of years ago. There's the old Tenkat. Another fresh face in the Aberdeen side this season after injury. And a towering header there coming in from Irvine. Well, how that stayed out is not at all clear because Brian Irvine was soaring above the defence for the header. Miscued slightly. This is Aiken. Trying to get away from Steve Jack. And he's carried the ball over for the throw. Well, that would have been a perfect opening, all right, for Aberdeen when Brian Irvine went up there. He had a very good scoring spell in the middle of the season. Total of 7 so far. So the ball swung across there for Irvine coming in off the far post, soaring there above the defence, and the header just wide of the target. Bumping and barging there, the ball going past Sweeney and Paatelainen. It's cleared by Mayer. Good turn by Paatelainen. There's Booth, and a fine effort by Scott Booth. Skimming off the top of the crossbar. Aberdeen wanted a corner kick for this. Paatelainen did the hard work in midfield. Now Booth appeared at this out of range, but came in well for the ball. Another let off for Clydebank. Well, this really was a fine effort by Scott Booth. Really back to full sharpness here. The ball running away from him. Touched on there by Flanagan, and Stephen Wright pushed by Eadie. Still did just enough to get the ball clear, but the experience of the wily strike-up, Ken Eadie, almost paying off for Clydebank. There's Sweeney with the pass back. Well, just a little bit casual with that. He's given away the corner kick. Well, 2 of his teammates having a word with him. Paul Kane going across to take this for Aberdeen. Well, with Paatelainen, McLeish and Irvine, Aberdeen had a big threat in the air. It's well won by Woods. Kane again sends it across. Irvine going up for that. Good effort on the turn, and Aberdeen are ahead. Magnificent finishing that from Brian Irvine. Well, better known for his prowess in the air, but what a superb left foot effort this is. Challenging initially, the break of the ball there, arriving in his left foot, had to be a quick turn and a deadly strike. Well, the cross there from Paul Kane. You'll see that a bit of misfortune here for Clydebank, the way the ball broke off Steve Jack, but what an outstanding shot that was from Brian Irvine. Goal number 8 this season for him, and the lead Aberdeen in 16 minutes. Irvine's in the box. Well though, inside the area by Hay. Pitch not quite wide enough there for Roy Aiken. Eadie holding off right initially, but the left foot came out there to send the ball forward. Kane did just enough there to help the ball on to Tenkat. Booth on the right. And no answer from Clydebank to Peksu Patalainen. What a fine header that was, and the whipped cross from the right by Booth. Simplicity itself. There's 10 Cat to Booth. Now he whips it across with his right foot, outswinger. Patalainen gets there first and drills the header beyond Steve Woods. So goal number 2, 23 minutes on the clock. And already the task looks to be beyond Clydebank, unless they're capable of a major comeback. Another cup tie, 2-goal deficit is retrievable in most people's eyes, but a third from Aberdeen would surely end the match as a contest. Clydebank will still battle on though while it's 2-0 in the hope that they can come back. They managed to come back against Aberdeen in the first match at Pittodrie. Harvey trying to go through there, the chance is on, it's a brilliant save by Snelders. It's off the crossbar. Steve Jack was a player denied there, and that will give Clydebank enormous heart. Well, they're going to break the ball in this attack, but it certainly caused a little bit of a heart-stopping moment. There with the chance for Jack. What a great block it was by Snelders, but the ball came back off the crossbar. Again doing well in the air. That's Irvin's clearance. Good lay off that from Patalainen. Very crisp and precise to 10 Cat. This is McKimmie. Patalainen available again to receive the pass. 10 Cat to Booth. Back it goes to Kane. That's superb play by Aberdeen and a fine save by young Steve Woods. Well, this was Aberdeen flowing and their very best. It was excellent play. And the effort there from Paul Kane would certainly have been under the crossbar, but for the save made by Woods. But it was the whole build-up to this move which was so impressive from Aberdeen, quite apart from the finish. A chance on again for Brian Grant, and what a fine save once more from Woods. Well, he must have seen this very late. It came from the corner kick, wasn't cleared adequately, broke out here. Brian Grant reacting, and what an excellent save from Woods. Some more pressure for Clydebank. Aberdeen going for the kill before half-time. Just about 8 minutes remaining in the first half. 10 Cat's corner. Well won inside the area by Mayer. The throw out releases Hay. Flanagan's to the middle. Edie trying to join him. Well, that's switched the initiative back to Aberdeen. Scott Booth has lots of space on the right now. Aiken going outside him. Aberdeen now players forward. This is Booth. A little bit ambitious, that effort on the turn in these conditions. Such a lively striker, Scott Booth. Named in the Scotland squad also for the Germany match next week. And Ian Jess, of course, out of the game. That ankle break. He's here tonight, nevertheless, Jess, on crutches. The break on for Aberdeen. 10 Cat to Patalainen. Red jersey streaming forward now to support this move on the left. Patalainen's cross. Well, a slight miscue there by Hay. Dumped to safety by Mayer, though. Stepping in very quickly. Patalainen trying to go outside Sweeney. Whipping over the cross. There was the error by Hay. Mayer reacted quickly. There's 10 Cat with the in-swinger. Well, once again, Patalainen got to the ball first. Came across in front of his marker. Couldn't control the header, though. Well judged by Irvin. Murdoch quickly to the ball. That's a very fine pass by Murdoch, the outside of the right boot to release John Mayer. That's very confident play by Mayer. There's Flanagan. Shot from Hay. And a goal for Clydebank. Snapped up there by Eadie. What a vital psychological moment. Clydebank have pulled one back. But in the final minute of the first half, there's the reaction to the goal scorer, Ken Eadie, swooping to bring Clydebank right back into the match. But John Mayer must take most of the credit here, along with Flanagan. Then as the ball was shot in well by Hay, Snelders couldn't hold it, and Eadie was first to react ahead of Brian Irvin. Well, poacher's instinct paying off again for Eadie, his 18th goal of the season, and that puts a brand new complexion on the match. And Aberdeen looked so comfortable a moment ago, realise they still have a tie to win here. Steve Woods coming out very effectively to take that cross ahead of Patalainen. And the half-time whistle goes, and Clydebank leave the field now with renewed hope and optimism, provided by that excellent poacher's goal by Ken Eadie just before the interval. It looked as though Aberdeen had things well tied up. An opening goal in 16 minutes by Brian Irvin. A second bulleted home from the head of Mixu Patalainen in 23. Clydebank looked to be well out of it, but that goal by Eadie, just on the interval, sets up a superb second half. It's Clydebank 1, Aberdeen 2. So still a heavy downpour here at Kilbowie Park, but the Clydebank supporters have not been thinking about that during the interval. They're right back in the match now, and they have the benefit of the stiff wind for this second period. I think we can expect a big effort from Clydebank early on in the second half. They're trying to get back in terms. That's good play by Henry and by Flanagan. Harvey playing it across. It's well read by Aiken. Ruth goes to the right. Patalainen's to the middle, but Roy Aiken losing control of the ball on the run, allowing Harvey to break. Aiken can try again. That's a simple, effective pass for Grant. Now 10 Cat. Faced by Mayer. Laid off there by Paul Kane. It's Grant playing it wide. It's well read though by Martin McIntosh. Ball aimed there for Eadie. McLeish steps in. Well, Clydebank certainly have every cause to be optimistic about the outcome of the second half in view of the way they played in phases in the first half. There was one spell in that opening period when they looked as though they might be overrun after Aberdeen's second goal, but they dug in and snatched that goal just before the half-time whistle, which could make all the difference. And indeed, early in the match, Clydebank also looked very effective, carrying the fight to Aberdeen. And then Brian Irvin scored the opening goal. Well, I've been against the run of play at that time. So this opening 10-minute period in the second half could decide the tie. Aberdeen full though of seasoned campaigners. They've been over the coast so many times before. Here's Steve Jack. Now Henry. Supported from right back by Mayer. Irvin's headed away. Patalainen looking for 10 Can. It finds Brian Grant though. Bit of fortune for Aberdeen. Here's Aiken. Trying to play that beyond McIntosh for both. Well, Aiken's found it difficult tonight to get his touch. Hasn't been easy by any means. Directly opposed to Graham Hay, who's been competing extremely well for Clydebank. Eadie, back to Hay. Here's Henry. Very accomplished coming forward, John Henry. Good close control again displayed. Harvey wanted too long on the ball. Snelders playing along the ground to McKimmie. Kept in by Mayer. The dummy by Harvey was effective enough, but McLeish reacts quicker than Flanagan. Here's Jack. Wrestled to the ground by Kane as he released the pass. Kane was the culprit. Jack the victim. Well, he's been playing very effectively in midfield, the 21-year-old from Queen's Park. There's Mayer. The layoff from Henry. Grant. 10-Cat. Kane. Good smooth passing play this from Aberdeen. Booth now trying to do something in the final third of the field. Grant rates in the middle, Patalainen arriving later. That's still Booth. Always an eye for goal, looking for the chance to test the goalkeeper. Got a few more options here though, and this effort coming inside is asking rather a lot. Space now for McKimmie. Patalainen. 10-Cat to McKimmie. Well measured past that. Put in early by McKimmie. Kane's first time effort. That's good handling by Woods. Very good left foot volley by Paul Kane, but the goalkeeping was vital here. The ball scrambled away by Sweeney, taken first time by Kane, but look at Booth closing in there as Woods controlled that. Well, handling very important indeed, because any question of spilling that out would have given Booth the chance. This is Stephen Wright. Headed away by Jack. Melbourne first to the ball. This is 10-Cat. McKimmie. Kane trying a first time pass into space on the left, but Clydebank now have possession. There's John Mayer. Melbourne playing it along. Here's Scott Booth. Trying to hold off Sweeney. Mayer comes to help. Aberdeen have to settle for a throw. This is Stuart McKimmie. Aiken towards Kane. It's challenged well by Murdoch. This is Grant. Wright stumbles there, allowing possession for Clydebank, breaking from the left with Hay. This is Harvey. Good running on the right by Mayer. Promising build-up this from Clydebank. Get away from McKimmie. He's found the net. It's the equaliser for Clydebank. Theo Snelders clearly unsighted. And John Mayer gets his first goal of the season in the most dramatic fashion. He stepped away there from McKimmie. Drove that across. Snelders reacted late, and the ball found the corner. So, 14 minutes into the second half, John Mayer produces a goal he'll remember for a very long time. And Clydebank have pulled back a 2-goal deficit to set up a tremendous climax to the match. Well, it was a good piece of football that from Clydebank. Built up well from midfield, Paul Harvey's pass, then John Mayer breaking with conviction and pace. And when he looked as though he was going to cross the ball, he stepped inside McKimmie to give himself that opportunity to beat Theo Snelders. Murdoch sending it along, headed away there by Wright. Here's Henry, trying to play it into a gap for Flanagan. Full of vision and invention, Henry around the penalty box. Getting much further forward now as the game goes on. It's Stephen Wright. McIntosh with Booth. And Booth is set spinning there by McIntosh. The electric turn made there by Scott Booth. And McIntosh going into that rash challenge. Cat with a set piece. Irvin battling for the ball. Good work by Sweeney. Good play by Murdoch. Breaks well from the back, the sweeper. Chase on here for Flanagan. He's very quick indeed, as you can see. Getting there ahead of Stuart McKimmie, who's no slouch. Across, looking for Henry. Clydebank are in front. Scenes of incredible joy here at midway through the second half. And these Clydebank supporters can't believe this. It was Flanagan's incredible pace which won possession ahead of McKimmie. The cross met there by John Henry coming in the far post on the blind side of the defence. And Clydebank now are stealing a semi-final place in the face. John Henry, who's been so impressive in this second half, capping that display with a goal. His 10th of the season. And Aberdeen now have a major task ahead if they're to save this match. The flag is up for offside against Eadie. The referee spotted that rather belatedly. Well, Ken Eadie has got his goal so far tonight, but always capable of another. Bartolainen helps it on. Here's Booth. Couldn't beginning of that. They'd have been drawn out of position now. Henry well tackled by Grant. Good forceful play from midfield by Brian Grant. It's a good effort too, well saved by Woods. Well, the keeper's there, excellent night for Clydebank. Credit though to Grant for his vision here as he came forward. He saw a gap at the far post, went for it, but Woods positioned himself well. Chased there by Paul Harvey, but Grant looking up, trying to bend that beyond the keeper. This is Aiken. Stephen Wright. It's back with Aiken. Too long for Bartolainen, no one coming in the far post. John Mayer thumps the ball to safety. Well, the prize is a semi-final against Hibernian. Clydebank have to survive for 20 minutes without conceding a goal if they're to be involved in that match at Tynecastle. There's Paul Kane. Problem here on for the keeper. He did well again, Steve Woods, punching that away from Bartolainen. Still the pressure is on. Kane fights it across once more. Aiken with Jack. That's good play from defence by Clydebank. Here's Flanagan. Throwing too much of that to Grant. Eadie couldn't make anything of it on his own. And Wright will have to go back again and retrieve. Well, not what Snell had intended, although it was effective, finding McLeish. Here's Brian Grant. Now Wright. Bartolainen's layoff. This is Booth. Rescue with the pass. It's cut off there. Mayer for Harvey. Back from Henry to Mayer again. Snell just comes for that. Aberdeen bench, and the downfall there, protected by the little stand. Willie Miller with plenty to say, obviously. Jack going in fiercely on Kane, but it breaks for Wright. Leading the charge now into attack, Stephen Wright. Appear to be brought down there at the edge of the area by Sweeney. So, an opportunity here without question for Aberdeen. Tenkat is involved, so is Brian Grant. There's Tenkat. It's saved by Woods. It turned in on the rebound by Scott Booth. Booth reacts quick enough, and Aberdeen are back in level terms. And what misfortune for Steve Woods in the Clydebank goal. It's a great free kick by Tenkat. Touched onto the bar there by Woods. And look at the reactions of Scott Booth. Again, the goal-scoring instinct paying off for Aberdeen. Here's Tenkat with a free kick and a great save by Woods. And how disappointed he will be to see the reactions there of Scott Booth. Good header that by Sweeney. Attacking the ball. Challenging Brian Irvin. Aberdeen maintaining the pressure. Might not be too keen on an extra half hour, Aberdeen. I'm sure they won't, in fact. Aberdeen's corner. The glancing header, and Aberdeen have scored again. It's Scott Booth who puts them back in front. Well, one of the smallest players in that penalty box, but Scott Booth comes off his marker, leaps well, a glancing header, and there's no defender on the post, and I'm sure Clydebank now will regret that bitterly, because the keeper certainly had no chance at all as that ball went in at an unattended post. Well, Scott Booth proving perhaps to be the match winner. There are 9 minutes left. Linen lifting high in the air to the right, but still a battle going on for possession. It's won this time by Wright for Aberdeen. Space for Booth. There's Patalainen. He was very carefully marked all the way, though, by Sean Sweeney. So we've had a couple of minutes of injury time now. Knocked high in the air by Kane. There's Flanagan. Fleece retrieves it. This is Tenkat. Well taken by Patalainen. Booth is clear on the right. Grant races into the middle looking for the cross. Delivered just too far ahead of him. Irvin trying to get to the pitch of the ball. This is Ken Eadie. Still in possession for Clydebank. This could be the last chance. It's held at the post by Snelders. Well, the referee certainly being very kind to Clydebank with the time added on. We've had nearly 3 minutes of additional time. Only one injury stoppage I can remember in the second half. Back it goes from Murdoch. The referee checking his watch very carefully now. Woods sends it forward. Returned by Irvin. And the referee brings the match to an end. It's Aberdeen who are through to the semi-final against Hibernian, thanks to 2 late goals in the last quarter of an hour by Scott Booth, who looks totally shattered with his efforts in this incredible cup tie. Steve Woods gives him a warm hug. The goalkeeper did extremely well despite losing these 4 goals. But what a dramatic second half. Clydebank starting at 2-1 down, coming right back with a goal from John Mayer, then another from John Henry, before Scott Booth took a hand to win the match for Aberdeen with these 2 fine closing goals. But Clydebank leave the field with tremendous honour for competing so superbly. Their supporters appreciate these efforts. For Aberdeen, it's been a very narrow escape, and they will be thoroughly relieved to have made it to the semi-final. It's Clydebank 3, Aberdeen 4.
Proud of the way your team played tonight?
We're proud of the performance that we put up. We're very disappointed that we lost the game. We felt we had the game won at 3-2, and just by sitting that wee bit deep in the game, I felt we lost the 3rd goal, and there was a sort of air of inevitability about the 4th goal.
And yet at 2-0 down, and I think your keeper had 2 great saves at that point as well. It could all have gone very wrong for you.
It could all have gone very wrong. It could have been one of these games. They hit the bar twice and scored with the first 4 attacks. Then after that, Stephen had 2 great saves. But gradually we worked our way into the game, and I think we contributed to a smashing game of football.
I'm sure you probably won't want to pick out any individuals, but it seemed to most of us that you had 4 or 5 exceptional young players here at Kilbye.
Well, that's what we're in the business for, to be perfectly honest. Also getting success. But bringing through some of the Harveys and the Flanagans, the Henrys, the Sweeneys, and the Stephen Woods, who was outstanding tonight, gives us a lot of pleasure.
Yes, it really was a wonderful cup tie, wasn't it? And for that, I think, Jock, Clydebank had you a great deal of credit.
Oh, no question of that, Dougie. They made the tie tonight without question, and they left with tremendous honour. Goalkeeper Steve Woods in the first half kept it alive because it could so easily have slipped away from them after Aberdeen went 2 ahead. But thereafter, the whole team, all the way through, played good football, battled well, competed in every department of the game, and it was just great entertainment.
Yeah. As a first division side, though, 2-0 down to arguably the 2nd best team in the country, a lot of teams might have just given it up at that. Clydebank didn't.
Without doubt, I think they were inspired by the goalkeeper. Remember, Steve Woods had saves from Paul Kane and from Brian Grant, 1 or 2 other good stops as well. And I think outfield players take some heart from that, and they take the view, well, if the goalkeeper's prepared to do that, we can still dig in and battle. And it was only they take 1 goal at the right time to change the complexion of the game, and of course it came just on half-time, which is just about ideal.
Let's take a look through the goals then, Jock. And Aberdeen did get off to clearly the better start, although I felt that their first goal actually came against a run of play a little bit.
I agree with that entirely. I think Clydebank were doing extremely well at this point, and then came this goal, which is a bit unfortunate. You see this ball come across here. Young Steve Jack is involved there. It comes off him, breaks awkwardly, but how about this for a spin from a big fellow, the big central defender, spinning in that and striking it beautifully with the left foot. It's a great finish.
And this the second one, made by Scott Booth, and again it's the ball coming in from the wing that causes the trouble.
And Mixu Patalainen, who's perhaps as good as there is in the country, coming across markers in the box like that. And there was no real answer to that from a defending point of view.
Yeah, and as you said, a couple of great saves by the keeper. It could easily have been 4-0 Aberdeen after half an hour, but this was the goal that made the match, really, because it came right on the half-time whistle, didn't it?
Look who's involved here, the fullback John Mayer, who had a part to play later in the game, but he leaves Stuart McKimmie for dead. Maybe McKimmie not fully back tuned up. Then Theo Snelders will not be too happy at his level of goalkeeping. He's a wee bit slack there. How about Ken Eadie? Very sharp indeed after so many years doing that.
And then early in the second half, suddenly it was 2 each, and Clydebank, who played football all the way through, Jock, and I think that was perhaps what was most impressive.
This man, Paul Harvey, outstanding in the middle of the field. He came from Manchester United as a youngster, and that was another fine pass. He was involved all night in midfield. This was good play too. A fullback entitled to try and cross that. He didn't, he came inside. I don't know that he was shooting for goal, mind you, there. And again, Theo Snelders, little question mark, I think.
And this goal coming from the same sort of area, but down the other wing this time. And look at the speed here of Craig Flanagan.
Well, you think that Stuart McKimmie is the player chasing him, and he's very quick, and Flanagan really left him for dead here. But now look at the ball coming in. You'll see 2 midfield players, Kane and Grant, were in there. The 2 central defenders were left upfield. You see Brian Irvin here coming back. They'd been up for a set piece earlier, and I think that might explain why John Henry got all that space. He used it well though, didn't he?
So there we are, and suddenly we had a real cup tie in our hands, and Aberdeen were in real trouble. And here you have to feel heart sorry for Stephen Woods.
Well, that'd break your heart. But what terrific finishing again. Young Scott Booth has that instinct about him, hasn't he? He's so sharp and quick, spots the opportunity. It's a great free kick too, a marvellous save. And then there he is, with a great finish once more. Some terrific finishing tonight all over.
And that's made it 3-3, and again it's Booth with the header which took Aberdeen into the semi.
That was poor defending, I think. You have to look at the Clydebank defenders there and say, why did this little striker get all that space? No one really close to him when he got that glancing header on.
I wonder perhaps whether maybe Clydebank legs were just going a little bit at that stage on a very heavy pitch.
I think when they were 3-2 up, they were feeling no pain. But when the equaliser went in and extra time was potentially on, yes, I think they began to struggle a wee bit then.
Yeah. Just a last word, and without in any sense being patronising, what a great advert for First Division football, because well, Clydebank are lying, what, 8th?
I can't believe that, because I've seen a lot of First Division football this season, Dougie. I've seen it almost every team in the league, and the consistent factor is they all try to play good football. Clydebank did that tonight, and it almost paid off.
Yes, we'll go a long way to see a better match, won't we?
For sure.